Red Voyager News, splashing the check-in. Thank you for tuning in. I have an article right here brought to you by the New York Post. Indiana man charged with homicide for ditching drunk woman in snow. So Mr. Justin Holman, 36 years old, told police he dragged Chanel Smith, 50, into the snow behind an Indianapolis laundromat in February when she fell asleep after hanging out and drinking in his car. Now, mind you, this woman has two kids, 10 and 12, and they're not by Justin Holman. They're by another man named John Wallace, and he gives a statement. Security footage obtained by the newspaper showed a man dragging the woman out of a black sedan and tossing her belongings next to her before driving off. Holman was reportedly charged with reckless homicide on June 29th after an autopsy report found Smith died of environmental cold exposure. Her blood alcohol level was 0.3, which is nearly 4 times the legal limit. I think the legal limit to operate a motor vehicle is 0.08. I think if your blood alcohol level is that high and you're still, even if you're not operating a motor vehicle, you're just walking around, stumbling or around on the street, I think if police pull you over and give you a breathalyzer test, they could still arrest you. So I'm not going to just say her. I'm going to say they committed a crime because maybe his blood alcohol level was just as high, or maybe he was drinking responsibly, but I don't think drinking in somebody's car. I don't know if he was drinking or, both of them were drinking, or she was just the only one drinking. I don't know. They don't really give that detail in the article, but already just by going off of what this report is saying, and I'm guessing, you can't be drunk in public at a 0.3. She already committed a crime. And that's why the bail was so low. Okay, his bail, he was released on $3,000 bond, which you only have to put up $300 for. And the father of her two kids, he was upset. Said everyone is very upset that he's only locked up for a level 5 felony. We're not very happy with the case so far. Wallace reportedly said, my kids will never be able to see their mother ever again because of what he's done. Two kids, ages 10 and 12, with Chanel Smith. Now, if you know about Kevin Samuels on YouTube, if you don't know, type in his name, Kevin Samuels. All right. He talks about dating and relationships and the importance the importance to have a man in the house and how women need a man. The average woman needs a man to go through life with. And I don't know their situation. I don't know why Chanel Smith and John Wallace, I don't even know if they were together. That's not how married couples move. That's not even how couples in general who are not married move. You're hanging out with another man in his car, drinking, getting drunk. So I'm assuming that they were not together. I'm assuming that they were either divorced or they're split. They're just single parents, co-parenting. Now, I don't know who filed for divorce. I don't know why they split. But for a family to break up and then you behave in this manner, drinking in somebody's car, and your blood alcohol level is 0.3, knowing that you got two kids at home. I'm not going to say that, what's his name? Justin Holman is innocent. His behavior and his actions are not to be excused. But you're responsible for your own actions. If you to get this drunk, knowing that you have two kids at home in elementary school and middle school who need their mother, you cause that upon yourself. And we've all been in situations, if you've been out here in the dating world, in the dating game, men, we've been in situations where women were beyond disrespectful. And I don't know if she was being disrespectful in his car, but you're dealing with a man much younger than you who comes from a different generation and doesn't really have the time or the patience to deal with a 50-year-old drunk woman in his car. Yeah, I don't know what they did for a living. I don't know how much money they made, what tax bracket they were in. But, anybody of any salary tax bracket could get drunk and, pass out. But mentally, that's some low-level gutter snipe shit to be this reckless and get drunk knowing that you have 2 kids at home. I used to see this all the time in Canada. Single mothers at the club going home with different men knowing that they have babies at home. They have infants at home. I've been in situations where I was at a restaurant and, the date wasn't going well because the woman that I was on a date with was being very disrespectful. I've been on dates where I've left women at the restaurant or I've left women in public places because they were disrespectful. I've asked women to get out of my car so I could go home and they could stay behind. But this was in the South. So, as far as extreme environmental cold exposure, that ain't happening down south. Now, it's extreme environmental heat exposure, but most of the time I would go out at night, so it was a little bit cooler. There have been times where I've taken women back home. We didn't even make it down the street and they were being disrespectful. And I'm like, let me turn this bit around and drop you off back home. There have been times where women were being disrespectful. I was offended and I finished out the date. I waited until they were ready to go home. I was ready to go home, and then we just went our separate ways, and I never contacted them again. I don't know what was going through this man's mind. It's like, God, I want to take her home. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't know where she lived. How did they meet? How did they know each other? Was that their first time, meeting each other? Did they meet off online dating? Did they meet through mutual friends? Did he know where she lived? Was his blood alcohol level over the legal limit as well? Was he scared? Like, I can't take her anywhere. I'm drunk. And she's doing this, that, and the third in my car. I just want to go. Or I don't know. What do you say about this? I'm kind of in the middle. On one end, I felt like, okay, get her out your car. But on the other end, it's like, to drag her behind a dumpster, knowing that it's cold outside, you're wrong for that. But I didn't force her to get that drunk. But I could have dropped her off in front of a hospital. But there's a lot of people in front of the hospital, and then, that's video footage of my vehicle, but they already got video footage of your vehicle putting her behind the dumpster. So I don't know what he could have done. It's not like you could go on somebody's phone and make phone calls and contact their people and say, hey, where does she live so I can take her home or come get her? Because, people have locks and passcodes and whatnot on their phones. I don't know. What do you think? If you like the content that I'm posting up on this YouTube channel and you want to make a donation, click on the link in the description box below to my buymeacoffee.com page right here and hover over the support tab and you can quote unquote buy me a coffee. You don't have to sign up in order to quote unquote buy me a coffee. The minimum amount you could donate is $5. All right. If you want to become a member to my buymeacoffee.com page, you can sign up. It's $8 a month. All right. I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.